I'm going to ask the white Americans in the room to please repeat after me. On behalf of myself and on behalf of my country, to you and all African Americans, from the beginning of our nation's history, in honor of your ancestors and on behalf of your children, please hear this from my heart. I apologize. Please forgive us. With this prayer, I acknowledge the depth of the evils that have been perpetrated against Black people in America. From slavery to lynchings to white supremacist laws to the denial of voting rights to all the ways, both large and small, all of them evil, all of them wrong, for all the oppression and all of the injustices. I apologize. Please forgive us for the denial of any civil rights, for inequalities in criminal justice, to any instances of police brutality, to the denial of opportunity, for economic injustice, for any ways that a racial element has played into the perpetration of injustice. I apologize. Please forgive us.
It is like Louis Farrakhan was right when he said, let our enemy solve their own problems. On this side, I think it refers to the white people because the whites are really furious with the Black people in America. Let's catch up at the end of the video and review on what's happening between the white people and the Black people in America.
White man tell me today that America was made by vigilantes. This same white man openly admitted to me that he knows how violent the nature of his people is. He said that. He said, man, we really kill everything, right? And then he goes and says that, oh, but this country is made by vigilantes. And I just looked at him and I said, oh, you mean the rejects? He just gave me this look like, yeah, I just said the rejects. America was made by rejects. They were made by people who could not cut it in England. That's who settled here. The fucking rejects of England. I want y'all to understand that. It's not no fucking vigilantes. They were rejects. I'm going to talk more about this in my book in February, but don't ever think that this country was just made and established by people who were fighting against the English, the British. Nigga, fuck that. Them niggas ran. They were rejected. They couldn't cut it in England. That's why they came over here and they had to use people, Black people specifically, to do work that they know they couldn't cut it to do. Lazy rejects. Period.
Twisted how colonization and capitalism have wiped our collective memory. Because what do you mean homelessness wasn't even a thing until the 1600s? What do you mean the origins of homelessness can be traced back to colonial America? And the best that Western leftists can do is just argue that we need affordable housing. No, you shouldn't be paying for shelter. Because we weren't doing that for years. Until this fuck-ass country was created. Like, the solutions aren't even like solutions. They're band-aids on gash wounds. Like, the jugular has been split open and everyone's just like, just put some ice on it. It genuinely makes me so mad because it's like, you think we were doing that for thousands of years? The indigenous peoples of this continent, of the Americas, Africa, Australia. Like, do you think that our ancestors were paying some random bozo that has nothing to do with them every single month just to have a roof over their head? That shit is an export. Feudalism, landlords, like, that is a colonial export. We were not doing that since the beginning of time. If you needed a place to live, you would build a house and you would live there until you didn't. And it blows me because it's like, even if you suggest, hey, no one should pay for housing because we all needed to live, people look at you like you are crazy. Like, people will fight you on that. Okay, cool, affordable housing, but that's not going to stop the upward tick of capitalism because there's no end goal. It's just continuous extraction and exploitation and making money until infinity until we're all dead. So let's skip all that, get back to how we were living, and maybe take care of the collective. No, people will literally look at you like you're insane. This is why decolonization is the true path towards liberation, because this collective memory wipe prevents so many people from actually genuinely fighting for a completely free world. It convinces the collective that the best we can all fight for is scraps, reform, instead of getting to the root and the heart of all of these issues and destroying and dismantling all of it. Even without all this historical context, if you just simply say no one should be on the street, no one should have the power to put anyone on the street because we all need housing to survive, there will be somebody being like, actually, regardless if they're a landlord or not, because they believe in capitalism, because they have class aspirations, they believe in settler colonization, can do backflips for them, or will eventually one day. And for that, they're fighting for everyone to struggle. Like, you want to struggle. Like, what? Like, for the folks that are like, oh, we just need $300, $400 rent. Again, I understand that sentiment, but even when rent was $400 or $300, people were still homeless. People still were on the street back then. And that alone is why no one should pay for shelter. No one should pay for housing. That's the crazy answer. No one should pay for housing because we all needed to survive. But we can't have that because capitalism requires poverty to function and for people to struggle. So it can hold that over your head and be like, see, you must work unless you want to be like that. Poor people gotta exist for capitalism to keep going. And instead of everyone being like, okay, let's stop that. Let's not pay for housing. Let's not have rent. Let's get rid of landlords because that shit was not even a thing anywhere else besides Europe. You're the crazy bitch.
America. Everywhere you look, we're being played. Simple as that. Check out the border. It's not just immigration. It's cartels running billion-dollar businesses while our so-called leaders play politics. They make it about left versus right, but you know what it really is, right? Right. It's families, our families, caught in the middle. Americans are paying the price while politicians and media have no interest in fixing it at all. Why is that? Because some are complicit and profiting from it. Corporations and politicians alike. You think it's some Mexican thug ring, but in reality, they're fully established in legitimate businesses fueled by their drug monies. So if you stop the drug trade, you stop the legit profits. What about healthcare? Same story. If you get sick, you don't just fight the illness, you fight the bill, don't you? A system built to bleed you dry while drug companies brag about profits. And it doesn't matter who you voted for. Everybody feels it. Let me give you a personal example. I once went to the ER while visiting my parents in Pennsylvania. I was there for 45 minutes. The bill? $8,000. $8,000. For the same money, check this out, I could actually pay for 7 years of full coverage private health insurance in Turkey. The best doctors, no way, private hospitals, straight in. So tell me, why is that possible in a so-called third world country, but not in good old USA? I'll tell you why. Too many political campaigns and media companies profit from it. You can't kill the machine that funded the very campaign that got you elected, now can you? And the economy, well, they'll tell you the numbers look great. But numbers, they're just statistics. And you and I know the truth because we're the ones buying groceries, filling up the tank, paying rent or mortgages. Washington calls it inflation like it's some abstract thing. It's not, because for regular Americans, it's survival. Meanwhile, what's the big conversation? Billions of dollars overseas, endless meetings in Europe, endless discussions about a war we don't want or control. All while veterans who fought our wars sleep in parking lots. That's the game. Keep you distracted, keep you angry at your neighbor, keep you glued to red versus blue while the establishment laughs. But here's my point. They can't win if we stop playing. The guy across the street who votes different from you, he's not the enemy. The mom working 2 jobs to push food on her table, she's not the enemy. We've got more in common with each other than we'll ever have with the people cashing in on our division, no matter what they say. So what do? Because talking about the problem without action is just noise. This doesn't get fixed in Washington first, by the way. It gets fixed in your house, in your neighborhood, in your business, in your community first. We take care of our family first, our health, our money, our mindset, because strong families are the foundation of any strong country. We must stop letting the media program us to hate our neighbor because of a Trump or a Biden sign. Go shake a hand. Go talk face to face. You'll see real quick we've got more in common than the media and the politicians want you to ever believe. We must hold the powerful accountable. That means asking hard questions, refusing to play their division game, and speaking truth even when it's uncomfortable or dangerous. And we live with integrity. We say what we mean. We keep our word and stand on values that don't bend in the wind. If enough of us do that, if enough of us stop being spectators and start being participants, the system can break. Not by burning it down, but by starving it of what it needs most: our division, our silence, our compliance and fear. We can't wait for Washington to do it. We fix America by fixing ourselves, our homes, and our communities first. That's how we win a fight like this, guys. And make no mistake, it is a fight, but not against each other. It's against the system that's been robbing us blind. And once we stand together, there isn't a cartel, a corrupt CEO, or a crooked politician that can stop us. That's the truth, and that's where I stand. And for my non-American friends, the same goes for you and your country. Your move. What's it going to be?
So, for some days in America, the white people are really going crazy because of the black people. They are really furious because of the black people. They thought black people are going to be standing with them at any situation. So, in the recent days in America, there have been happening a lot of things. The first one being tariffs, the second being farms. In America, farms are really having big problems. And the major third one is the assassination of Charlie Kirk. So, on the tariffs and the farms problems, the white people thought that the black people are gonna come in between and help them fight for their problems. But instead, the black people are just relaxed. Things are happening, but they are not coming out to protest. They are not worried about anything. That's why the white people are very furious with these people because they expected them to come out and help them solve these problems. For the longest time, bad things have just been happening to the black people. For example, let's go back a bit. There's the death of Malcolm X. There's the death of Martin Luther. Then there's the death of another black who was on the road. I don't remember the name. So these are the bad things that have been happening to the black people in America. And the black people always claim that the white people are causing all these problems. That's why there have been a problem between these two people who are getting divided by their only skin color. Now this time, farms of the white people are getting snatched from them allegedly, and they expect that these black people whom they have always have beef with them to come out in large numbers and help them fight to retrieve these farms, or to help them in lowering the tariffs, or to help them fight to end the challenges of economic in America. But instead, what are the black people doing? The black people are just chilled. They are doing nothing on that, as expected. So in America, right now, things have been crazy between these two people who are divided by their skin color. For the longest time, for the longest time, Jane Elliott and Louis Farrakhan have been fighting on the rights of each and every black person. They have been fighting against racism, but these white people are the people who are in charge of racism. That's why it gets to a point. These black people don't care about these white people because sometimes they mistreat them just because of their color. And also, if you know, these black people work tirelessly in America for these white people. They work in their farms, they work in their industries. They do whatever they do to bring taxes which help them to grow the economy of the country. But what do they get in return? They get mistreatment in return. That's why this time they don't care about the white. They come back with the words of Luis Farrakhan when he said that, let our enemies solve their own problems. And this is exactly what they are doing, because they are letting these people solve their own problems. These white people in America expected that Trump was gonna deport all the blacks in America. But what is he doing? He's not deporting every black in America. But instead, he's actually making their life better in America. You know, there's a person who said that the white people in America voted in President Trump because he was white. In short, they voted color. These black people were working tirelessly to bring a lady in power to see how she was going to operate the country. But because allegedly they claim that the white people voted their color, and now they are facing heavy tariffs, they are facing problems on the farms, they are facing poor economic in America. Now they are turning back to their president, and they're asking the black people to come and help them fight the current president whom they voted. But what do the black people do? The black people are ignoring these things, and they are staying as if nothing is happening, because just they claim that these white people are used to mistreating them every time. They are used to ending their lives. Malcolm X, Martin Luther. Things are just getting crazy. And actually, these whites are really feeling bad. And they have gone to an extent of apologizing to these white people, to an extent of kneeling down to just say sorry, forgive us. Yeah, a lot is happening in the United States of America. Things are just funny, things are just crazy. The last 2 months, things are heated up. Yeah, so every white person in America is worried about the economy of the country, about getting snatched the farms, about increasing tariffs. And the more these problems are coming up, the more lives becomes difficult in America. But I don't know how these blacks are working, because they ain't complaining about the tariffs, about the taxes, about anything. They're just happy these white people are facing these challenges. So, if you listen to my video keenly, you'll notice that the black people have already given up on the white people. And the main reason is because of racism, mistreatment, and thinking like these black people don't own no location, no space in the United States of America. Yeah, so keep logged on this channel to continue getting more updates of what's happening in the United States of America between these black people and white people, or these American people separated by their skin color. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, make sure you like this video, make sure you share this video, and let's meet on the next one.